Okay, so today is book bucket list day 1. Today is May 17th, 2024. This is the first item that I'm going to start trying to film, which is finding like a spot that is my go-to spot, whether it's full of people or not full of anyone. In the book Done and Dusted, Luke shows Emmy his favorite spot that he kind of found on accident that only he goes to and he only shares with her. However, I don't know that I need it to be like a spot only I go to. I just want to find something lovely where I can read and, enjoy, whether there are people there or not. So this summer I am going to look for that. And this is the first day of that, so I'm going to try and film it. My mom and I are going to go look at beautiful spots in nature. So I'm pretty excited. And I have a little Pushka. This isn't our cat, but she's with me right now if you can hear this. Background. She's a sweetheart. She comes around a lot. She's very small. Yes, she's so small. She's needy. She likes attention. This is on the way to where we're going, but pretty incredible. We're actually on a hillside. We're quite high up, so it's interesting driving. We made it, but we've got a bit of walking to do. We made it. Seems like something out of a fairy tale. As much as I think this would make a beautiful reading spot, it is very difficult to get to by car. The road is basically one lane all the way, and basically on the side of a cliff. And I think this probably gets pretty busy in the summer, but it is beautiful. Like, wow. We ended up hitting a second spot besides the first one. This was kind of on accident. They're just close to each other. So yeah, this is the other town. This probably wouldn't work either. It's pretty hard to get to, but it's adorable, and there are cats everywhere that seem to be getting taken care of, as in they are outdoor cats, but they're fed. I'll try to catch a video of some of them. There's kittens too, but it's beautiful, just very hard to get to, kind of untouched, which is pretty amazing. So we ended up going to Piodao and Foz d'Agua. I'm probably not saying them right. They were beautiful. Honestly, they were incredible, like very magical, felt fairy tale-like, but they're very hard to get to. Very sketchy driving for me, so I don't think we'll necessarily be going back, but if the drive wasn't so scary to me, I think it would be nice to definitely sit there, have it be like the spot, or get coffee. We had like some of the best coffee ever in Piodao today. I'm so sorry if I'm saying these wrong. I tried to look them up, but they weren't coming up. So yeah, they were beautiful, but didn't find it on the first try or the second surprise try. So we'll keep looking. I don't know, I feel like I might have found the spot for reading. This is just only one part of it, but I feel like I'm in a magical forest. This is just like a stream or a creek, but it leads to like an area where you can swim way back at the beginning. But there are so many spots where you could sit and read, and it is so quiet right here. It's shaded, but it's warm. It's magical. Is such a perfect, amazing reading spot. Like, the whole trail is stunning and beautiful, but just imagine sitting here. The trail itself is really beautiful too. am so excited to make this a reading spot, but definitely going to keep looking. I just want to check out all the spots and explore this summer, but this is so cool to have found already, and it's only May, what's the date today, May 26th? They even have a picnic area, which is really cute. Would you walk across it? Okay, so I probably look all sweaty and crazy, but that was actually amazing. Today is May 26th, and May have found the reading spot on the third try, which is pretty awesome. This was so unplanned that I actually don't even know where this is. Like, it was on Google Maps. I don't even know what it's called. I'm gonna look right now. I think there's a sign. Maybe. Oh no, it's covered by cars. I will probably put it in a caption where I am, but there is still so much to actually explore here. I only did like the main trail. There were other trails that branched off of it that you could go on if you want to walk them, but as far as the reading spot goes, this was, I mean, it's busy, and I can tell it's going to get busy as the summer comes, especially because I think it's like a swimming spot at the beginning and like more of a picnic area. And there's quite a few cars here today, and it's technically not even that hot out, but honestly, I think if I came here in the morning, it would be pretty quiet. This is amazing, and I am just so grateful, and it feels so good. Like, I feel so good just from being outside, and I can tell that I'm like hot and sweaty, but this was so much fun, and I can't wait to share all the other places with you guys, but this one is definitely in like the top 3. Easy to get to, like not hard to find, walking or driving. I don't know, I'm trying to think of all the things. I'm just so like enamored with how beautiful this place was. I need to bring my mom back because I went without her today thinking it was just going to be like some walk. Anyway, I'll take you guys along with me on the next one, and I hope you guys enjoyed this one, and I just thank you for being here. Bye! It's June 7th. We are continuing our reading spot search as inspired by Done and Dusted by Lyla Sage. We are going to what I think is pronounced as Busaku National Forest here in Portugal. I might be saying that wrong. I will definitely double check. But yes, we're going to a national forest, so this could also become a reading spot. Yeah, I wasn't really expecting this. Okay, so a couple of days ago when we went to the national forest, I kind of forgot to give like my thoughts on if I would want that to be a reading spot. Ultimately, probably not. It had a lot more religious aspects than I think we realized. The nature part was beautiful, but you're honestly on, I think the one hike is called the Way of Suffering, and you're kind of like taking the path that Jesus Christ took. Anyway, I'm not a religious person, in case you were wondering, so that's not really something I'm interested in sitting around. Although it was like, there was a lot of religious aspects. Don't get me wrong, like I said, the nature was beautiful, and sitting in like, there's an area called Fern Valley, and they have these beautiful stairs that would have been in the video before this. You guys would have seen it. Anyway, that area is stunning, but it's also super humid, so I don't think you could really sit there very well and be comfortable unless you were in like maybe like your sports bra and shorts. So it was fun, but like my mom and I had a great time, and it was wonderful to explore. The palace that sits on the ground that is a hotel honestly reminded me of so many different like fantasy books and like just fantasy book worlds. So that was really cool too. However, you do have to pay to get in, which we didn't realize, but that's not a big deal. It's just that it's a national park, so you do have to pay to get in to park your car, which we would have to park because it's too far away. And it's just very religious and extremely touristy. And I think they take like school groups through there too. So because it's kind of like a national park, I guess, that's what I'm equating it to in terms of like, I'm kind of equating to like equating it to what you would call it in Canada. However, in Canada there would be no religion tied in. But yeah, like I said, it was beautiful, loved it, had a great time, just not where I would say this would be a reading spot for me personally. I just don't see myself going back unless like someone else in our family visited and they really wanted to go. But yeah, it's lots of fun, and you guys are enjoying your summer so far. I appreciate you being here, and I'll talk to you soon. July 6, 2024. Possible reading spot, except for the road to get here was terrifying, so probably not, but could be really beautiful. Could definitely sit like over there and read in like peace and quiet. That would be beautiful. The water's like super clear too. Right there. Okay, so we are going to try and check out one more spot for the book bucket list reading spot for the summer, and we are at Praia Fluvial Barril de Ava. Probably not saying that right, but I will put it up on the screen and I will let you know how this place goes. I'll try to take you along and show you everything here. It is a river beach, so there will be like water spots. I'm not sure how busy it'll be. It's kind of like midday here, and it is a very nice day, so, but it is a weekday, so I don't know. I am excited to check it out because it looks like there are walking trails and whatnot too, so we'll see how this place goes and if it makes like the top 3 out of the 5 that I think I will have ended up going to by the end of this. I still think that the first place I went to? I can't remember, but it was that one in Fraga de Pena, I think. Those are my 2 favorites so far, so we'll see if this is up there with them, and I'm just excited to go on a walk, if I'm being honest. We are basically on the hunt still for a reading spot, one that is going to win out and be the absolute favorite, and this was inspired by the book Done and Dusted by Lyla Sage when Luke takes Emmy to his, like, favorite spot that's all his. So yeah, let's go check it out. Here's a bit of a trail, which I like. I don't know that I'm gonna take that way because it's a lot of stairs up and down, but we'll see what's this way because I can see the water through there. Maybe you can go down easier over here. So pretty. I mean, it's beautiful. Definitely lots of spots you can sit down and read. It's fairly easy to get to. I love that you can walk here. It's quiet today so far. Like I said, we've got a little bit of a trail. Oh, those are the stairs from before, so they just lead you down here sooner, I guess, if you're coming from that direction. You can camp back there too. This might be the winner. I love this. You can sit like anywhere. Okay, so That was amazing. I really love that. I think this might be the spot, if I'm being honest. It was just perfect. It's easy to get to. You can actually park your car, and it's like a quiet-ish beach. There's a trail together that's not very long. It's not very hard. It's beautiful. Literally saw another girl reading on her Kindle, so I feel like that's just a sign, and clearly it is approved for readers. But yeah, it was beautiful, and I think I would love to come back. And now we're walking back on the beautiful trail, and I don't know why I'm saying I'll probably come back. Like, I have to come back. Plus, my mom wasn't here with me, so she needs to come with me next time. And anyone who visits me probably needs to come here with me. One thing I am interested in is in seeing these spots when it's not summer, and like what they're like, and if anyone's even here, because I don't know, I feel like it's so hot, and so you need to wear like a swimsuit and bring all the things so you can spend the day here. But maybe if it's not summer, you have it to yourself. I don't know. I'm curious what this will be like not in the summer. Okay, so yesterday I went back to Praia Fluvial Yortigal. I am actually not sure how to say that one, if I'm being completely honest, which is hilarious because it actually ended up probably being my number one, my favorite for this book bucket list item, so I will need to figure that out. If I had to guess, and I'm so sorry that I have been butchering these, we are learning Portuguese this fall, so I'm very much looking forward to that, but if I had to guess, it's probably like Praia Fluvial Praia Fluvial de Ortigal. I feel like it's probably an oo sound at the front, kind of, because it's a U, maybe? I don't know. If anyone Portuguese is watching this, please feel free to correct me. I'm so sorry. But that is probably my favorite. My mom and I went back there yesterday. But yeah, I think this is the one. This is the reading spot. And just to recap, if you are seeing this one first, then this is inspired by Done and Dusted. Luke takes Emmy to his like spot where no one else goes but him, and it just inspired me to find a reading spot this summer. So that is what all these videos have been about, and this will get combined into one big one for YouTube for like the final total video. Anyway, I think this is the one, even though I can't say it, but one day I will be able to say it. Anyway, just to clarify how we got there, so I actually ended up, watch me say this one wrong too. This one seems like maybe a little bit easier, but I'm probably gonna say the R's wrong because I can't make the like rough sounding R and there's two R's in this one, so I feel like that it's supposed to sound like that. Anyway, for this one, you probably could drive straight to the river beach, but it is like a dirt road. It is a little more like harder to get to if you do that. So instead, we drive to Praia Fluvial Barril de Alva, and from there, there's like actual parking. You can park there. You can go down to the river beach there too if you want. It's also really beautiful. There's also like a cafe, parking, camping, I think bathrooms, cute little seating areas and whatnot. Super nice. But what I liked about it is you can park there, your car is covered by trees, it's in the shade, and then you basically go on a super cute little hike and you end up at Praia Fluvial de Yortigal. I really hope I'm saying that right, and I'm so sorry if I'm not. Anyway, that is how we got there, and it was just so beautiful, so perfect. I could totally see my mom and I, me, whatever, whoever, just sitting there on the beach reading and enjoying it. It did feel like you were completely surrounded by nature. It feels untouched and a little bit private if you're not from here. I think people who obviously live around this area know about it, but if you are not from here, it's really nice to see something like that. The nature was just immaculate, I guess you could say. So what I am saying is if I had to pick only one that I could go back to for like the rest of my time here, it would be that one. However, I am gonna kind of do a summary now that this is the last one of all the places that we did go to and kind of where I would rank them in order of like how likely I am to go back to them and what I thought of them, kind of just like a quick summary of them all if you weren't able to watch them before this, or if this is the first time you're seeing this, this is just going to be a quick summary of all the places we visited in terms of hoping to find a reading spot. My mom is always down for an adventure, so she's kind of awesome like that. And yeah, let's get into all the places we went this summer, because I am going to be going back to Canada now pretty much in the next few days, and I don't think I'll be searching for a summer reading spot anymore. So it'll be interesting to see what these possibly look like in the fall and the winter and being able to go back in that sense. But other than that, I think this is the end of this book bucket list item. So let's just do a recap and see which one comes out on top for sure. Okay, so overall, when I watched the footage back of like all the places that I went with my mom or like by myself, whatever it might have been, I would say that the Busaku Forest is probably the least likely that I would go back to, even with someone else, just because it's a little bit like further. So compared to the other places, it's not like extremely far, it's just further. It also had like, and we didn't know this because we were trying to just be surprised and go with the flow and not have too much like informing what we should expect in a way. I don't know. It was just for fun. We were on a search, a little journey. And this one in particular had a huge religious aspect to it that we just weren't aware of, and that's totally fine. But I think I mentioned in that one that I'm just not overly religious. It's not something I want to be surrounded by. The nature part of it was incredible. It was beautiful. But again, this one, because it is like, it would be like the equivalent of a national park in Canada, this is more touristic and just busier. There's literally like a palace on the grounds, which we had no idea that was there either. So there's just a lot of stuff there that it was incredible and beautiful and worth seeing, but I don't really need to go back. And I wouldn't necessarily want to read there. It doesn't feel like a great place to read. And then we also went to Foz de Agua and Piodao. So Piodao ended up kind of being an accident. It was just really close by and it was incredible. Both of these places were incredible, magical, beautiful. I loved them both very, very much. My mom and I were honestly in shock at how incredible these were. Piodao, I'm pretty sure, is a like UNESCO World Heritage Site. So in general, if you're visiting Portugal and you're kind of someone who wants to see the the things that are not on like everyone's must-do list when you visit Portugal, I would say that's one of them, because it is truly incredible and unlike anything I've ever seen. However, as magical and beautiful as these places were, the drive, I think actually might have like, I don't usually say this word lightly, but it might have traumatized me a little bit. It was one of the scariest drives I've ever been on, and it was like a clean, dry, sunny day. I've been on like nasty winter roads in Canada. This takes the cake by far. I felt like I was literally driving cliffside the whole time, and like insane drop to your death cliffside with, and there's, on a lot of it, there's no guardrail, not like that would protect you if you got in an accident anyway, but the drive was just so scary. I can't fathom making the drive just to go read there, if that makes sense. I think it's 100% worth seeing, and it was good that I didn't know that the drive was like that going into it. And if you have someone else in your group that is just more comfortable with driving, it's probably best if they do it. However, even I think if I was a passenger, I don't think I could handle it. Yeah. Sleep on the drive if you can. Like I said, I do think these are worth seeing, both of them, because they're just so close together. But Piodao for sure, if you're considering coming to Portugal and you have lots of time to spend here, they are just truly breathtaking, incredible places to see. And the people were incredibly nice. It was just, the day we had was so perfect, and that one was so fun to film. We just kept looking everywhere, and it was like, oh my god, oh my god. But everything was just wonderful. So I would say, honestly, that by far was the most incredible experience for like seeing things in Portugal. But as far as a reading spot goes, no, I have no intention of going back or anything like that. Number 3 would probably, so this is like my top 3, and I will say for the top 3, I would probably go back to pretty much all of these, but for different reasons. I prefer like 2 and then number 1, obviously. In third is actually, I think maybe the first video I did. This was one of the first places I went to, and it was, watching butcher this one too, but it's Trilho de Vale de Gaius. It's a trail essentially that leads to kind of like a bit of a natural pool, river, beach situation, and then a really nice like walking trail that you can go on with tons of waterfalls. It's just beautiful. And there are so many places you can sit because it is maintained by like the district, I guess you could say. So it is nice. It's a great place to go and sit and read, in my opinion, just because there are so many places where you can just sit and you don't need to bring anything with you to sit down. You can just enjoy one of the many benches, picnic tables, etc. It's super easy to get to, pretty close to us, and honestly, it's just nice. Like, I love being able to like walk in and kind of find somewhere where you want to sit, and it's not necessarily like just there. You kind of have the bit of a hike if you want to do it, or you can just stop and enjoy the like River Beach too if you want, right at the beginning. This one I have already actually been back to a couple times, and it is really nice and fun. I will say at the end of the summer, I noticed that it starts the water, like I don't know if people actually swim in there at the end of summer, just because it looks like the water gets a little darker, a little more like less filtered. I don't know how you want to describe that, but it's just, it doesn't look as clean. But I didn't go in either time, so I'm not totally sure how that works. But yeah, it was fun. I really enjoyed being able to go back there a couple times. I would say it is definitely somewhere where you can read, and it's really enjoyable. Something I will say about all these places, and I don't know what it is, I don't know if people here just do other things in the morning, but none of these places, or if it's maybe just not hot enough yet in the day for like being out in nature for people who live here, but if you go in the morning, like no one's there, ever. If you are there in the morning, no one's there. I don't know why. So anyway, I just think that's nice because you can kind of have it to yourself in a way if you feel like going early. This one was great. Like I said, the only drawback is this one is kind of more, because this is like more well known to the people who live here, it is a lot more busy. There are more people here, generally speaking. Number 2 would be Fraga de Pena. Hopefully I'm saying that right. This was so magical. This one was, at first when we got there, I was like, oh, I don't think this will be one. I don't even think this will make like the top 3. But as we like walked in and got to where the like waterfalls were, and we walked up the stairs to the different spots, like I said, it was magical. I literally kept feeling like I was waiting for like fairies and mermaids to pop out. And I think in the video I point to a spot and I'm just kind of like, this is exactly how I pictured it in the book, if you just like set down some towels and had a book and you were reading. So I would definitely go back there. I'm looking forward to seeing that one, especially in the fall and the winter, because I feel like it'll be a lot quieter too. But the like body of water at the top was just so quiet. Like no one's up there. You could just walk and sit there and read for hours, and it would be the most magical experience. So that one was a little bit like, not horrible, but a little bit sketchy to get to. There's a couple parts of the road where it looks like it's kind of crumbling into the cliffside, but not scary. Like you still know you're safe and it's fine. This one definitely seemed like it was probably the most private out of any of the ones that we went to. But like I said, incredible, magical. If you watched this whole video and you saw that clip of that area, you know what I'm talking about. Literally looks like Ariel and all her little mermaid siblings and friends are about to like pop out under that one waterfall, and they're like, is it the grotto or whatever that they swim in? I don't know what it's called. I barely remember. Little Mermaid, but it was perfect. It truly was perfect. But then we ended up going to Praia Fluvial de Urtigal. But we ended up going there, and that is my favorite. I do want to go back many, many times. Obviously, I've already gone back with my mom. I hope I get to in the fall and the winter, and it's just as nice to enjoy. And I just found that it was the most like the book. I felt like it was completely immersed and surrounded in nature. It's a little more private and like unknown and tucked away if you aren't from here. It was just so stunning. Like I knew I could sit there for hours and just enjoy it. I love that there's a little walk to get there. I love that I can park my car in the shade. I love that it is just something that feels like it is straight out of the book, and you can just enjoy many, many more books to come sitting there outside over the summer. It is the perfect reading spot. So that is my number 1. Let me know where you would pick out of all these places to sit and read if you had a choice. You can kind of like pretend that the drive doesn't exist and that you're just like teleported there, and which one you would choose to sit and read at. And yeah, let me know in the comments which was your favorite. And if you want to see more of these, like if you do want to actually see me film the book bucket list items as they are unfolding, I guess you could say. I do hope you guys enjoyed these like little adventures. If you want to see them separately, I do have them all posted like unlisted through my Patreon. It's free to join. I just had it over there so I could kind of update you guys as we were going. And then at the end of the summer, post this one, which is one big one, including all of the places we went. But what I really want to say is, whether this is your first time seeing this long video or you saw all the little ones, thank you for being here, thank you for watching, and thank you for coming along on this journey. I'm so grateful we got to explore Portugal this way and see all these beautiful places over the summer. And I know that the exploring will continue, but this was just so much fun. And I'm so glad I got to bring you guys with me. I am really enjoying this book bucket list journey, and I just appreciate that you guys are like into it too. I just can't wait to do more book bucket list items. Like I said, this one was inspired by Done and Dusted by Lyla Sage. And yeah, I'll maybe link like the playlist for the book bucket list items here. And I will also link like the other one that I've done, which was the unplanned trip to Italy, which was inspired by In the Weeds by BK Borison. But until the next one, I am so grateful that you guys are here. I love making these. Let me know if you want to see more of them, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.